Yes guys, hope everyone is all good and welcome back to the YouTube channel. So today we are in at Ultraflex Derby for a push day with Leo and HL, so the one coaching boys. I'm basically here to get an in-person check-in with Leo. He started prep a few weeks ago. He's currently 21 and 22 weeks out from his first shows. The main show's 22 weeks out. And yes, to give a bit of an update on that, obviously Leo prepped last year, but that prep was a very last minute decision. So we started prep at 9 weeks out from the first show and 12 weeks out from the finals, which is never ideal, and therefore it wasn't, let's say, an efficient prep. It was a very rushed rate of loss throughout, and that led to Leo not having his absolute best look on stage. We did what we could, and we achieved the amount of fat loss and muscle retention that we could in the circumstances, but I think that he could have had a much better end look, a fuller and a leaner end look, and a less fatigued end look by having a longer prep with a slower rate of loss. So we kind of reassessed in the off season what his weak points were from his final stage appearance last year at finals. And we kind of realized that the main improvement that he could have is simply a smoother prep. While his delts, his triceps needed to come up, the main issue was the length of the prep. So we started prep at 29 weeks out this time around. The plan was basically an 8-week diet, followed by 4 weeks holding while he's away on holiday, and then starting prep again later on down the line, much closer to stage conditions. So the final stint of prep, when he's lean, we can have a very slow rate of loss and kind of ease into the final shows and really create his absolute best. So the main goal of this season is firstly to win the British finals in junior men's physique, either in the WNBF or UKFBA, and then also go and compete internationally after that as well, aiming to get his pro card in the PNBA. So very big goals for this season, but the main focus is creating a better look than last time around. So yeah, we'll get the push day done and then an in-person check-in. Today's push day will be an ab crunch, a lateral raise, a chest press, shoulder press, a fly, and then some arms. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and I'll catch you in a bit. So starting off with 2 sets on the Nautilus ab crunch. What I'm gonna do for this session is talk through the main movements, so the presses and the fly, and then leave the rest of them because they're quite boring anyway. So yeah, 2 sets here, then on to 3 sets of side delts, and then onto the presses after that. First up, Gymleco flat press. So we've got 2 sets in here, 6 to 8 and 10 to 12. This machine is very heavy in the length end, so what I like to do is pause in that range to really make sure I'm getting the most out of it. Because often what you do, if it is heavy in that range, you just use stretch preset to bounce out of the stretch. So a small pause there, really focusing on driving through with my chest. That allows me to get a lot more out of it. Doesn't have to play it. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's it, full drop, that's it.
So next movement up, we've got the Nautilus shoulder press. If anyone's used any of the Nautilus kit before, you'll know that it's very light. The stack on each machine is like ridiculously light. So what I like to do with it and what I like to program for clients is any kind of load management technique. So for example, I like to dead stop it to make sure we're standardizing depth, allowing yourself to reset your breathing and bracing at the bottom of each rep. Also that helps manage load. Secondly, sometimes I program the back off set first, so doing a high rep set, then the top set. And thirdly, just tempo manipulations such as slower eccentrics, pauses in the end ranges, for example, and that again helps you manage load and therefore gives you a bit of a longer run rate progression with the movement without having to swap it out basically. Right. So final pushing work of the session is going to be 2 sets of this Nautilus decline fly. So with any kind of fly, I think they're quite a overrated movement, just because often after you're pressing, it can often be quite, let's say, junk volume, doing a fly on top of that. And at the end of the day, it's still the same movement. You're still adducting the upper arm, the humerus. And therefore, often for clients, I just set the presses in 3 different planes and don't set them a fly. But if it's a client, let's say, who has a weaker chest, or potentially just can get away with slightly more volume, then I will put a pec fly in afterwards and usually incorporate some kind of intensifier to just get a little bit more metabolic work through that movement going to the end of the session basically. So that is the majority of the session done. Just going to finish off with some arms now. So we'll do a long rope tricep push down with daisy chains, and also we'll try out the hoist bicep curl. After that, we'll get an in-person check-in with Leo. He is currently 21 weeks out from the WNBF finals, which we're not 100% sure on doing yet, but most likely we'll do it. But the main show is 22 weeks out from the UKDFBA British finals, going for the junior men's physique title in that federation. After that, we're probably going to go around Europe, do some shows in the PNBA, try and win his pro card, and then also go over to America, Vegas, for the Natural Olympia at the end of the year. And again, try and win that show and win a pro card. I think your delts come up more than your triceps are, which is, I'd rather that, to be fair.
Is that level?
Yeah.
I feel like last year you stretched out like that so much, you just overthinking it. Is that level? Now, right? You've over adjusted?
So that is Leo at 21 and 22 weeks out. Very happy with how he's looking. The improvements from last year are now clear to see in person. His delts have come up a lot, his chest has come up a lot. He's in a much better position at this point of prep compared to where we were last year. So yeah, it should be a much smoother prep and a much better look at the end. So yeah, very happy. The push day went really well as well. It was a good session overall. Enjoyed some of the new kit that I used here that's not that Premier back at home. So yeah, that's pretty much the video done. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it and I'll catch you on the next one.